the difference in training in my 20s and my 30s. Wow. Let's talk about it.
Hello, welcome to my show. You know, pretty ladies on front row. Yeah.
In my 20s, I was young, man. I remember getting on the scale and seeing it say 185. I remember that vividly in my 20s. I remember it saying 175 as well in my 20s. I remember not eating correctly in my 20s. I remember also living two different kinds of lifestyles. You know, I was this gym addict, gym fit fam guy, and then a nightlife warrior, you know what I mean? I remember going in the gym and not really worried about growing the muscle. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. But when I'm training, I'm not training like I am, even though I think I am, because I'm putting 2.5, 3 hours in the gym at a time. So I think I'm growing the muscles, but in all actuality, I'm not doing that. I remember doing lat pull downs, not even realizing that it's hitting my lats, not even really knowing what lats was. I thought it was hitting my back. So I thought the back grew this, you know, which it may grow that way, but I was training it like it grew. I didn't realize lats and upper, you know, back, trap. Oh, I didn't realize what the back was. I also remember squatting and thought I was contracting my quads because my form was good, but had no idea that I was just going through the reps. Which, you know, because my legs would get sore, but I wasn't focused mentally on growing my quads. I was focused on moving the weight from A to B. I remember not really training shoulders correctly. In my 20s, well, maybe when I got 28, 29, I did, but actually, no, I don't think. Maybe I don't remember ever training my rear delt in my 20s. I don't think I even touched my rear delt in my 20s. Not 100% sure I hit the sides, unless at the gym they had that side thing where you do this. Not even sure I hit my sides. I think when I hit shoulders in my 20s, I thought a shoulder press was hitting front. That's whether it's dumbbells or barbell. I thought that was hitting the whole shoulder. And I did front raises, and I thought that was hitting the whole shoulder. Also remember training a lot of calves in my 20s. I did calves every day, like Monday through Saturday, I would train calves. I remember that, not getting anywhere with that either. The only body part in my 20s I feel like made development was my chest and my traps. And traps, I think, only reason they made development because it's just a simple point A, point B movement. And naturally, I'm thick up that way anyway. So, in chest, for some reason, I've always had great muscle-mind connection with chest, and I've always loved training. So, training in my 20s was basically a science experiment. It basically just got me in the habit of going to the gym and training and making it a part of my lifestyle, getting me in the habit of going, teaching me, you know, well, I'm gonna have to say, hey, you got to wait on me. It's gonna be an hour and a half where I can meet you because I gotta go hit the gym first. It taught me discipline, you know, sticking at something, learning how to maneuver around something, you know, because in my later 20s, I started wanting to grow those body parts I was saying, and I had to learn how to do it. So I would say my 20s was basically a learning experience. And then you shift into my 30s, and that's where it becomes like a passion for me, like everything to me, my lifestyle, like what I wanted to be in life, a bodybuilder, you know, that's the 30s. And that's where I learned, you know, a lat pull down hits your lats. I had a buddy, a training partner one time told me, see, he put his hand on my lats and I would squeeze it and I felt my lats contracting. When I realized my legs weren't muscular, you know, that's when I realized in my 30s, believe it or not. And so then I started muscle-mind connection to my quads. I remember being with my friend and I'm squatting, you know, I got pretty, by that time, I got pretty good weight on the rack. And he's like, man, you got some small legs. And I was like, what you talking? I lift them up, and then I saw them for the first time. So 30s is when I started trying to put my mind, get the blood flowing and my legs expanded. Also remember that's when I started reading magazines and taking other people's advice on how to train. I started following bodybuilders and their training styles and regimens, doing, these crazy routines that a lot of people say you can't perform naturally. Well, I did it over and over in my 30s. I killed all of them workouts. And I also remember doing my first show in my 30s, and that was pretty cool. So my 30s style of training has been all for muscle growth. Isolate each body part, because the reason why I brought up my first show is when I did my first show, I finally saw all the muscles I didn't have. Did you hear me? I finally saw the muscles I didn't have. So I saw I didn't have a rear delt. I saw I didn't have a bi and a tri. You notice in my 20s, I didn't even mention arms. I didn't even train my arms in my 20s. I noticed I didn't have any quads, any calves, all these things. And that's why I call my 30s back to the drawing board, because then I went back to the gym at 31, 32, or maybe 31, 30, 31, I don't remember. But that's when I went in and, I would spend an hour on my rear delt. You hear me? I would spend, 3 days a week on calves, hour and a half, 2 hours on just calves. Arms, I would do them almost every day. I think after my first show, me and my partner, we did bis and tris every other day for like almost 6 months, trying to grow them. But putting my mind there, squeezing, contracting, actually growing the muscle. 30s is when I really started looking at myself, developing routines to grow body parts versus just training chest to say I hit chest that week, or training legs just to say I hit legs that week, or vice versa. So the 20s was definitely just all training me for my 30s. And because the 30s is when, if you have a high metabolism, that's when you're going to really start seeing gains. People are going to start seeing gains on you. So that's my 2 cents on it. Hope that helps some. Don't rush it. If I could give you some advice in your 20s, get muscle-mind connection. Learn muscle-mind connection early. The earlier you learn it, the earlier you're going to see the gains. And also, learn to eat right. I ain't saying you got to eat 100% of the time, but get in the habit in your 20s of eating this 4, 5, 6 meals a day. That way in your 30s, you'll be so much further ahead. Learn in your 20s, like just doing the abs. Do a lot of abs in your 20s, teens, 20s, but in your 30s, do them eat the food in your 20s, do a lot of abs in your 20s to learn how to keep your midsection tight in your 30s. That's really vital. Midsection is the first thing to go. So anyway, there's my 2 cents. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the process. Bodybuilding is not a sprint, it is a marathon. I'll be back. Yeah. What up? Appreciate you watching the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like, comment. Let me know what y'all want to see next. You see the gains. Yeah.